Welcome back. This is section 6.1.2, probability using normal distribution. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and take one more step. Now that we know what a z-score is, we know what a mean is, we know what a standard deviation is, we know how to calculate the z-scores, and we know that the area under the curve is nothing but the probability. We will take one step further and we'll find the probabilities of given distributions. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one. A quick recap. Area is nothing but your probability. Oh, that's perfect. Area is nothing but probability. If you're trying to find area under the curve, it's nothing but you're trying to find the probability, because keep in mind the probability density function, when I add all my probabilities, I end up with a 1. All right, again, this is the rule. 68% of my data lies between one standard deviation. 95% of my data lies between two standard deviations. And a normal curve is an inverted bell-shaped curve which is symmetric. And the two important factors are the mean and the standard deviation. Now, in this particular chapter or this particular section, what we will do is we'll find the area under the curve. As you can see, these are my z-scores: 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and write them down here. So I'm going to try to draw a straight. Whoa, that is not a straight line. I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line. This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. This is -1, -2, -3. So in this particular section, we will be finding areas under the curve. In your textbook, they give you a full chart on how to find the areas, but I'm going to show you how to calculate the areas using class calc. So let's just say I want to find the area to the left of the 0. So left of the 0 is definitely less than, right? Left is less than. Do you see that? So this is my area to the left. Now if I have to find area to the right, I'm going to take a smaller color. This is my area to the right, as you can see, right? Now I can ask you to find area to the left, area to the right, or I can also give you two z-scores and ask you to find the area between these two z-scores. Wow, such a perfect straight line. Let's go ahead and take a look. So these are the steps. Again, I will be attaching this PDF document under this video so you can see. So the first thing you do is you go to your class calc, you click on graphing calculator. Step 2 is you go to stats. Step 3 is you open up your normal distribution. Now, once you know what to do, let's go ahead and take a look at the first problem here. All right, this is my first problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up class calc. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and show you how this is done. So they're asking me to determine the area under the standard normal curve that lies to the left of the z-score -1.3. Your first step is, no matter if you're using class calc, you still have to graph it out so you can visually see what's happening. So let me go ahead and graph that for you. Wish me good luck. That's my normal curve, pretty close. And so this is my z-score. Let's just say this is, wow, what a perfect straight line. Okay, this is my z-score 0, and I want to find -1.43. So -1.43 is somewhere here, -1.43. All right, I'm going to change the color to, let me pick a red color. So this is -1.43, and they want me to find area to the left. So this is the area to the left. This is the area that I'm finding. So you always start with graphing your area first. That way you know what area you're finding. And then let's go ahead and plug that in your class calc. So this is my area to the left. I think that's enough. You get the idea, right? So let's go ahead and open up class calc. All right, let's start from the beginning. So here I have my class calc. The first thing you do is make sure it's under graphing. Second, statistics, distance and plots, DIS/plot. I don't know what that means, but let's start from the beginning. So here I am in my class calc. You start with graphing calculator, right? It's graphing, statistics, distribution and plots, and I'm going to click on normal distribution. Again, graphing, statistics, distribution and plot, normal distribution. Let's do it one more time. Graphing, statistics, distribution, and normal distribution. Once you have here, you see you have a red stop sign. No, what's a triangle, something? Yeah. So you're going to go ahead and plug in your mean. Remember how a normal distribution works? Remember how we write it? We have mu and standard deviation. So you have to plug in your mu, which is 0. Standard deviation is 1. How do I know? Because I'm using standard normal, which is z-scores. So 0, 0, and where is my 1? 1. Once I have this, if you don't see your graph, sometimes you might not see your graph. If you don't see your graph, please make sure you click this little teeny bit icon here that looks like a graph. And then you will click on CDF. All right. Remember what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to find less than negative 1.43. All right, once you have your graph, you will go ahead and see which side of the area are you looking for. I'm looking for area to the left, so I have to plug in for less than. So I'm going to go to my right-hand side, negative 1.43. Now, do I have area to the left? Area to the left? Yes, I do. Let's just say I try to plug in on the right hand, on the other side, and you'll see what happens. Negative 1.43. You see, I'm getting area to the right. So I do not need area to the right. I want my area to the left. So I'm simply going to go back and plug it right here. Negative 1.43. So my area is, or the probability is, when I go ahead and plug this in here, my probability is 0.07635. Depending on how many decimals do they want you to round off. Okay, now let's take a look at the next one. All right, this one says find the area to the right of the z-score, 1.49. So again, my first instinct is to go ahead and graph my curve. Oops, never mind. Very good. So my z-score is positive. I always start with 0, so I know which way is positive, which way is negative. Positive is to the right, right? 1.49. And they want area to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and graph the area to the right. Da 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 da. This is my area to the right. I highly recommend putting your pen and paper before you start plugging in your class calc so you can compare like I did. So I want area to the right. I know it's 1.49. So if I plug in here, I will get area to the left. So what do? I'm going to click here and I'm going to plug it on this side. 1.49. As you can see, this is area to the right. What is my area? Your area is right here. So my area is 0.06811, depending on how many decimal places they're asking you. Again, let's say, for instance, you forgot to plug it here. You plugged it on this side. 1.49. Wait a minute. Your areas don't match. This is to the left and this is to the right. So change them, okay? Don't get worried. Just simply change them. And let's just look at the next one here. So in this particular problem, it says find the area between. It's asking me to find the area in between. So I'm going to go ahead, graph it. Again, I start with my 0, right? 0.97, so somewhere right here, 0.97. This is 1.26, so somewhere here, 1.26, right? So I'm going to graph these two lines. And then I'm finding area in between. Da-da-da-da-da, area in between, as simple as that. All right, now once I know that, this becomes very simple. The area in between is very simple because I know the smaller one should go on the left, 0.9, what is that, 97? And the bigger one should go on the right, 1.26. And as you can see, this is area in between 0.97 and 26. Again, the smaller one goes on the left because you want area in between, and the bigger one goes on the right. Now let's say you flip-flop them. Let's just try flipping and flopping them and seeing what happens. 1.26 and 0.97. There is no area. You see what happened? Boom, nothing came up. So you know you have to change those numbers. So class calc is very helpful in this particular case because it will automatically ask you to plug in the right one. And as you can see, this is the area in between those two values of z-score. And what is my area? My area is 0.06218, depending on how many decimals they're asking you to round off. All right, let's look at the last problem for today. The next one says, determine the area under the standard normal curve that lies to the right. Okay, so again, I cannot do it if I don't visually see my graph. I'm a visual learner, so I like to have my, I like to have my graph. So, okay, perfect. So I have my z-score, so this is my 0 like always. The one in the middle is my 0. Let me reduce the size. Okay. The one in the middle is my 0. This is 0.48 and 0.79 is to the right. Right, so I have these two values. What are they asking me? They're asking me area to the right. Okay, so this is 0.48, 0.79. Area to the right of 0.48, that is this part. Okay, and area to the left. Instead of saying area in between, they're trying to confuse me and say to the right of something and left of something. That's technically area in between these two. So there you go. They want area in between these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go ahead and plug in. Again, the smaller number goes on the left and the larger number goes on the all right, come on. 0.79. And again, your area is 0.10084, depending on how many decimal places they want. But if you don't plug in the normal distribution as 0 and 1, you will not be able to find the area. So let's go ahead and quickly recap how this is done. I'm going to turn everything off. You start from your graphing calculator, statistics, distribution and plots, normal distribution. The mean is 0 and your standard deviation is 1. Once you have this, you click on your CDF and then plug in your values to the left or to the right. I hope this video helps. Again, if you have any questions, please make sure you email me and contact me through Teams. Adios.